Welcome to the Self-Storage Show, where I have conversations with my industry friends, talk with owners and vendors, and share tales about my management company, 3 Mile Storage. Let's go. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Self-Storage Show. Hey, right at the top, I want to talk about something that's really valuable. You don't want to miss out on it. It's 3 Mile Domination. What this is they optimize your Google business profiles, okay? And we all know for self-storage, we live and die by our rentals. I guarantee you, if you don't have your profile optimized, you're losing out on rentals every single day. So go to 3miledomination.com. Right now, they are doing free audits of your profile. You'll see the big red button right there. Book your free audit right now. Book a time. We'll go through your Google profile optimization session in real time together. Send you back reports. So you have an action plan. It's very valuable. Okay. So again, go to 3miledomination.com and book your audit right now. Hi, everyone. This is Jim Ross with the Self-Storage Show. Got another interview episode coming at you here with Ben Shirey. How's it going, Ben?
Going good, Jim. Thanks for having me on the show. Excited about it.
Yeah, of course. Kind of been seeing around with stuff with, CCStorage. And then, of course, this is a first. I got your podcast and my podcast. It's kind of the worlds are colliding here. But
right. Yeah. It's awesome.
The Self-Storage Insight podcast.
Yep.
How long's that been around?
So we started the Self-Storage Insight podcast. I think my first episode was released in June. So typically with that, it's an interview style podcast as well.
Yeah.
I bring on self-storage owners to talk about, their experience getting into the industry, how they got started, the experience that they've had, what they've learned along the way, that sort of stuff. And then try and find like one thing specific about their business that, that they're really excited about. And we kind of dive into like one aspect of the business, something like that. So
yeah, I love that. It's kind of a fun structure, but this one's about you. So we're going to focus on you on this one. So tell us about you. What's your journey? How'd you get involved in storage here?
Okay. Yeah. So my journey into storage was actually come through payments. CC Sales Pro was the company I was with that started CCStorage. So kind of like our parent company. We're all, again, there's still, that company is still there. Yeah. And been around for years. If you go in to look up like, how do you sell merchant services or credit card processing, you'll see tons of stuff from CC Sales Pro. They're the professional, the leader in sales training, that sort of thing for credit card processing. And so how we kind of got into storage was in like 2018, towards the end of 2018, we had a couple of our customers come to us and they were storage facilities and they wanted to be able to give their customers the ability to make payments online, as well as just kind of manage their own payment methods and that sort of thing. But they didn't want to go and pay a bunch of money to have some other software set up for them. That was really the only thing they were looking to have done was just the online payment thing. And that was kind of our niche. We were in payments. So we built that for them in 2018 with pretty much no other features. It was a tenant portal. They could log in, manage their payment. That was it. Right. So fast forward to about last year, towards the end of last year, we were like, wow, those customers, we've never heard from them again. They're still using the system. Like it works really well for them. So we reached out and we kind of found out, what are some other things you'd be interested in having with this solution, right? As well as there's a large movement, obviously, as you know, of tech moving into storage, right? So the storage space is going to dramatically change over the next 10 years as far as how tech plays a role in that, right? So we started to see kind of, we wanted to kind of look at, revenue management, and there's going to be a lot of fun things, I think, happening in that kind of a way within storage. And so we started to talk about those things. But then as we actually started to put features together for the customers the few customers we had and the ones we were talking to, we kind of realized there was this big hole in storage where like mom and pops don't get good service and there's not a great solution for them to be competitive in their area. Right. So 100 to 200 unit facilities. There's not like a great solution that's affordable where, or a lot of them places are still using Excel and they're only managing payments with cash and check. And so we were like, while we're kind of building out some of these other things, let's focus in on these customers and really make something that's affordable for them, that makes sense, and that can also allow them to compete with their competitors down the street that are dumping tons of money into tech. Right. So we developed an online application to where we can allow tenants to rent online. We have interactive site maps, things like that, where they can manage the business. We have reporting, all of those kind of features, but we also do this at no cost to the business. And so because of our history in the payment space, we kind of knew how we could set this up to where the business can pass those fees through to their customer in a safe and legal way. And they can get all of these other features that other companies are offering, but not pay for it. So that's kind of how CCStorage came to be. Yeah, it's been a fun ride.
That's a cool business structure. I've never heard that before. That's unique.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, we actually, all of the customers that we currently have, we have the ability to where if somebody didn't want to pass the fee to their customer, or, if their customer would throw a fit about it, we can flip that customer to a different pricing type. But yeah, for the most part, all of our customers don't pay us any fees. I don't even have a way to debit them. Honestly, the biggest drawback has been that it almost seems too good to be true, right? We'll talk to some of these places and they're like, well, what's the catch? Like, what's my setup cost for this? And I say, we don't even take a bank card or anything. Like, the only thing that you're going to do from us is you're going to get credits into your account. We don't debit you. And so it actually takes a little while to convince them that, that's legit.
Trust me, we're not trying to rip you off. Yeah, I got it.
Right.
Too good to be true. That's cool. So for that, how'd you end up starting I thought I was only a storage nerd starting a podcast and doing that, but start seeing more and more. And I think it's awesome. And the more doing the podcast, the better. It's, it's educating, bringing value, kind of connection type of a thing. It's cool. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, the podcast. So I actually started the podcast. I was doing some demos. And as I was doing the demos, like originally I was the only person, pretty much working with CCStorage other than the development team. And I was trying to figure out, what features do we need to build in next? So I was doing all the demos. And as I was having these conversations with business owners, I realized like some of these business owners are very passionate about storage and they have a really good story, And so I was like, I'd like to just kind of give more of them a voice as I come across them and have them on the show with me. And we can just talk about storage. And it's really been exciting to see, how excited people are to talk about their business, and you can kind of feel that passion, and it's a lot of fun.
No, it's cool. Cause it's that's one thing about, like me, if I'm talking about storage, blah, 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 it's different when you actually have an owner that's been there, done that, kind of blazed that path, and now other people that are wanting to get into storage, it holds so much more weight. Mm-hmm. Those words from an actual owner than just some other voice box talking. So,
right, for sure. And with your podcast, how long is your podcast? When did you start your podcast?
I probably need to look at it in different iterations. Probably been 6-7 years, probably something like that. So yeah. It's been a minute. I've done it for Storage Show and 3 Mile Domination, different names, but most are under the Self Storage Show. And okay, when you're not interviewing me, come on. By the way,
right. It just felt more natural, right?
I know, exactly. But it's fun though. That's how you meet people. I mean, it's with owners and vendors and those in the industry, and
it's a great way for networking, as well as, I mean, you generate some really good leads from it as well. You have some good conversations, and wherever it goes, but it's been a lot of fun along the way, for sure.
That's a blast. I am jealous of your setup though. I like the background. You got the whole professional thing going, and I'm jealous of that.
I kind of cheated a little bit, just because of with our other business with CC Sales Pro. My partner in that business, James, he's had a podcast for years. And so we kind of already had a nice setup. So I kind of cheated and jumped right into it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
No, I love it. It's more professional you can be, the better. I just have those little green screen thing here and all that.
Yeah. That's cool.
So with your podcast, do you have a certain cadence you're trying to hit? How often are you trying to get,
with just getting started out, it's been like every other week we've put out a new episode, kind of shooting to at some point, hopefully getting to where we can put one out every week, or, at least put out some type of content with that weekly. So I've been working with my marketing team here, trying to come up with some different, we can do some other types of podcasts, possibly have other businesses on, not just self-storage owners. Cause up until this date, like, we really haven't interviewed any other types of companies or anything like that. It's been mainly all just storage owners that, own a facility or whatever. So we'll see what it ends up getting to, but it's been every other week approximately for now.
Nice. Well, better than me. Although I'm changing that. I'm being more consistent. You can hold me to that.
It's tough. It's actually a lot of work. Right. And so, for somebody that has never tried to start something like that, right, to come up with weekly content and do like you're doing lead generation for a complete different business at the point where you're trying to get people onto your podcast. And so, you're running 2 different businesses at that point, essentially. And it is a lot of work.
And we have day jobs that pay the bills, so it's
Right, for sure.
it's totally different. I get it.
Yeah, we can't have fun all the time, right? Something's got to get done.
Oh, no, I love this kind of stuff. It's a
Yep.
blast. So I would love to be able to have people be aware of your podcast, but if they want to maybe jump on your podcast and be
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
If you go over to CCStorage.com, there's a link up in the corner that'll say, Self-Storage Insight Podcast. There's all that has like a database of all the podcasts we've put out so far as where they're listed at. You can also just email me, ben@ccstorage.com. Just let me know you'd like to be on the podcast. And I usually do just a quick intro call, see if it's a good fit and, go from there. So if anybody's interested, I'm looking to have more people on the show for sure.
Nice. Yeah. Little pre-interviews. Those are always fun. I do the same thing. It's a good, make sure they don't have a personality of a doorknob kind of a thing. As long as you pass that first filter, hey, good, we'll make a podcast.
Right. It actually kind of helps too, because then whenever I get on the podcast with that person, or in the case where, me and you had that same kind of call, it's not like, oh, I've never talked to this person before, I'm all nervous and it's this, it kind of just takes that little barrier to entry down a little bit at least for me, it does. So
you got that one. And then storage. I mean, come on. You can only be so much energetic about storage, so you got to have some sort of a personality for it, right? So
right.
It's a blast.
Yep, it is a good time, and sometimes it's almost the opposite way where I'm like, wow, they've been talking for a really long time, and I'm going to lose interest of all my listeners, right? And I kind of got to worry about that too. But
well, I speaking of which, I guess we got to go. No, actually, we do have to go here in a couple of minutes, but I kind of keep that as well. I kind of keep it a tight, about 20 minutes is usually my max.
Yeah.
Any more than that, you get people just kind of drop off and you go from there.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to have you on because I want to commend people that are doing this first and foremost, because it's not for everyone being able to do these kind of podcasts, but then putting the time and the effort and actually having a good product for people to listen to and the value. And just so you know, I went back and listened to some episodes and they're really good.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. I was listening to some of yours too. So
it's awesome. A love fest. It's a love fest. It's all we do. So final thing before they go, give their website again for CC Storage and then the podcast.
For CC Storage, if you go to CCStorage.com, it'll have information there about our property management software. So you can check out some of the features that we have there. Again, it's no cost to businesses. If you want to just have an account and go in and try it out and see what features are there, we let people, sign into their account. No questions asked if they want to go in and play around with an account. And again, that helps us build a little bit of legitimacy as well, because it seems like the barrier is they think that we're too good to be true. So CCStorage.com is where that's at. And then, just up in the corner, it'll say Self-Storage Insight Podcast, and you can check out the podcast there as well.
Cool. I love it. All right. Sounds good, Ben. Thanks so much.
Awesome.
We'll do this
Thank
again.
you. Yep. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
See ya. Before we wrap up, just a quick reminder. Do you want to level up your storage game? Visit theselfstorageshow.com. Grab some high-value freebies, check out top vendor spotlights, and stay in the loop with our newsletter. Do you want to chat about becoming a client with 3 Mile Storage Management? All the info's there. Plus, if you've got a story to share, we're listening. Everything you need is at theselfstorageshow.com.